And how you guys doing in reference to Hollywood females or celebrities or females or supermodels or actresses? In reference to advertising, or putting information out there, such as which girls have been in relationships with me, which girls I got kidnapped from in reference to Hollywood, which girls want to be married to me, which girls want to date me, which girls want to spend time with me. In reference to Hollywood celebrity females, I need you girls to make some videos or advertise it or go on television, or which celebrity female might want to marry me, or which celebrity female that I had been dating, supermodel or actress, or a female singer that, at one time we were possibly going to get married, or we were in a relationship of some type, or, just girls who put information out there in reference to before these people had kidnapped me in 2001. They're messing with my throat. But the point of information, girls need to put it out there for, point of information. Like which supermodel I was dating, which supermodel wanted to get married to me, which Hollywood female actress that I was dating that wanted to possibly get married to me or was in a relationship with me or, whichever, just put it out there because these people keep calling me an unknown. This satellite controller and his government people keep trying to call me an unknown all the time. They keep trying to call me a fake all the time. My whole body has been x-rayed. My whole body has had an MRI. Everything's documented, and this satellite man is still trying to call me a fake. They try to call my face fake. They try to call my teeth fake. When they're the people in government that are using Photoshop to manipulate photographs and to alter photographs of my face. These people damaged my teeth. They've been damaging my teeth for years, calling my teeth fake. And they've tried to call me their race. These people that have been damaging my teeth and face. My ethnicity and race is documented. Religion I am is documented. It's been documented since I was born. And this government man, it's like, I was born as who I am with my birth name, not the Mark Ray birth. That's not my birth name. But that's the hostage name they've been holding me under all these years. My mother even had a court case about that. And yet they still kept calling me Mark Ray. And they're still calling me Mark Ray all the time. And they're always trying to mark on my body with their laser ray from satellite. Now, if you didn't know this, there's some people called the Ray family. And some of them have criminal histories. Some of them, there was like a family in California calling themselves the Ray family. And there was like a big news story about drugs or something on the news in California. And they were supposedly getting busted, this Ray family and all their drug activity or something. I have nothing to do with that. I'm not from the Ray family. And the Beverly Hills courts and other courts in America need to find out why these government people in Indiana are holding me hostage under the Mark Ray name. And they've been accusing me of drugs. They've been accusing me of gay parties, and I'm not gay, never did drugs. I'm the Royal Protocol in the media. I'm the only child of my mother and father. But there was a big news story about some people calling themselves the Ray family or something, and they were some people that was possibly involved in drugs or something in California and in Indiana or something. I have nothing to do with them. I don't even know them. Never met them. Or if I've ever seen any of them, I'm not friends with them. I'm not associated with them. I have nothing to do with their lifestyle or what they ever do. Look up the information if it says it. I'm the son of Walt Disney and Doris Duke. Look up that information. My mother and father, they weren't from the Ray family either. So, this is very important in reference to the years of people misrepresenting the information. These people damaging my teeth and face. There's x-rays of my face and teeth. There has been since I was little. There's documents, in reference to all the information of any kind. And yet they got these government agents. These government agents are probably from the Ray family or something. I'm not from the Ray family. My mother, Doris Duke, had a court case about them calling me somebody from the Ray family. How many cities and states have tried to send identification with an address on it from my mother and father's property? I haven't received none of them from anywhere. If you delivered one anywhere, I didn't receive it. But the point of information, these people knew who I am the whole time. They knew who I am when I went back out to California in like 95, 96, when I had been kidnapped from California in like 93, 94. I got kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions, and I ended up in Indiana. Then I had to save monies to get back out to California. And then they kept stealing my money or costing me money. They do this shit all the time. And why hasn't the government arrested the people costing me money? Why haven't they arrested the people stealing my postal mail? I'm not from the Ray family. The courts even have DNA information. You don't see me talking to anybody from the Ray family. You don't see me hanging out with anybody from the Ray family. No. And when I was held hostage here back in the 80s, I didn't hang out with them then either. And there's possibly two separate Ray families. I don't know. Like the Ray family that they're possibly related to Frank Sinatra's family, which I have nothing to do with him either. And then there's another Ray family. I don't know if Frank's tied in with those people. I have nothing to do with Frank or his family. I'm the only child of my mother and father. Roll protocols in the media 24 hours a day. It's a document that says you don't have a right confusing me with somebody else's family. And of course, there was supposed to be like safety families in Hollywood for me, such as characters I have played in movies, such as certain families of Hollywood that was supposed to be on a list of friends and like associated uncles or associated aunts that were supposed to be, kind of friendly with me in reference to, and some of them might have been holding on to monies from my mother. My mother might have handed them money and asked them to give it to me when they first see me, or when they, they're not allowed to be judging whether they thought they'd give me the money or anything like that. But if somebody was holding on to monies from my mother, Doris Duke, it does not entitle anybody to judge me. That means the point of information is my mother had a contract with somebody to deliver monies to me. They're supposed to give me the money no matter what they think in their thoughts. Like if somebody says, just in case somebody was trying to make up stuff to steal the money from me, just in case anybody was wondering. I'm supposed to have received monies if somebody was holding on to monies from my mother or father. In the studios, I haven't received anything from the studios either. Haven't received anything from anywhere. If anybody sent anything. Or if anybody tried to deliver anything, did not receive it. If any female in Hollywood was holding on to monies, I did not receive it. And some of the girls in Hollywood was under contract to date me in Hollywood. And that contract is powerful enough to have anybody arrested for holding me hostage. It is powerful enough to arrest and prosecute law enforcement, government, politicians for cock blocking, holding me hostage, or physical assault, or mutilations, or falsifying and accusating against me as their way of stealing my sperm, or holding me hostage, or them trying to steal genetics, or them trying to steal my penis, or them damaging my face and teeth. And then there's some satellite man that was trying to claim that he was going to control my life, because on my documents, the documents of dating these females, because I'm richer than them, even though they're blocking me from everything, these government people are. And my mother and father's mansions are multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar mansions, plus. So, this government man was tied in with like somebody, and, somebody, he kept trying to communicate something like, oh, he said if you ever had an argument with one of your girlfriends, he said he was going to murder me or something. Because on the documents, my mother is a female too, and on the document, it says that girls are not allowed to be combative with me if they're in a relationship. They're not allowed to try to hurt me or to scar me or to injure me if I was dating a female, which I only date females. I'm not gay. So, this is general information. There's like guidelines of what it is in reference to me dating a female. And this government man stole copies of the contract with the females, and then he was trying to murder me And he was trying to cause a problem with the relationships with the females that was under contract to date me. And he was reading it supposedly and said, because it says they're kind of supposed to be somewhat submissive to me in certain arguments where they couldn't use any weapons, or if we had an argument, they're not allowed to pick up a gun, or if we had an argument, they're not allowed to pick up a knife, certain submissive, acknowledgments of them being, calm and not violent with me or trying to injure me because I'm worth trillions of dollars plus. Plus, I own old drilling bits. Plus, I own gas stations and grocery stores and department stores in reference to my mother and father's companies, my grandparents' companies. But this man is so psycho, he tried to take it out of context because this man has tried to hire females to try to murder me. This government agent man, the one that said he didn't like it when it says a female is supposed to be submissive to me in reference to a relationship. Like I would be the man of the relationship and the girl would be the female of the relationship. And I'm tax-free too, so don't forget that. Plus, I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. That means like in reference to certain acknowledgments, if a female bought me something, they could write it off on their taxes because the government owes me so much money in reference to other things. But I haven't received any of the tax papers because the government's blocking those or somebody stole those too. Where I'm supposed to be able to just go to I'm supposed to be known at all airports. I'm supposed to be known at all gas stations. I'm supposed to be known at all grocery stores because my parents owned gas stations. My parents owned grocery stores. My parents owned department stores. My parents owned some airports and things like that, and other companies too. But this man was trying to fuck up my life because he read the document that says a girl is not allowed to physically assault me. I mean, of course, you have, girls. I know how girls are. Supermodel girls, they get a little rambunctious and, they bitch and complain. And certain actresses, they bitch and complain. Of course, I know all that. I've dated celebrity females and supermodels before and had relationships. But this government Nazi, or whoever the hell he is jealous of the girls that I would date or girls that I have dated. And on the contracts, it says that girls are not allowed to do certain things to me because I'm an oil tycoon. I'm a tycoon of my mother and father's estates, But this government man was reading the contract information in reference to me dating a girl where they're not allowed to be violent with me, I mean, you wrestle with a girl. Sometimes you play fight, play wrestle, a girl will punch you in the arm and like a love tap kind of joke or, certain things, But this government man was trying to copy the documents or something, and he was trying to use the documents in his life while he was holding me hostage, and he was trying to steal revenues of my mother and father's companies, trying to steal the monies that the girls was holding on to, trying to say stupid shit about how he thought it was not fair that a girl in a relationship would have to be submissive to me. Now, this man's taken the word submissive way out of context. This man is a psycho. I've had girlfriends, and we've had fun. We've even play wrestled before, in reference to girlfriends, girlfriends that are supermodels or actresses or whatever, or musical artists, females. But this government man was trying to play this faggot fucking fantasy of his and his fetishes of terrorizing my life. And then he was telling me that I had to be submissive to his gay-ass fucking fantasies. I'm not gay. And if the government is covering up that man's identity, all government people can get charged that are tied in with that man in any branch of government. This man has tried to steal the documents of my rights and protection and has tried to claim that he thought it was his status, which he is violating the copyrights of the documents, and he's tried to put his name on my documents. That's a violation of copyrights. That's a violation of financial information and portfolio information too. Him trying to attach himself to my status documents, where he has tried to steal my relationships and he has tried to block me from having girlfriends. And then he tried to play this game calling me his gay boyfriend, and this government man has to go to jail. He has to go to jail. I'm not gay. And I have celebrity friends that make jokes. And they're, friendly and humorous. There are a lot of funny jokes. But this government man's not any friend of mine. But this government man tried to steal my status documents and then tried to put his name on them. And he tried to erase my name on my status documents. And then he was trying to claim to be me. And the man supposedly had plastic surgery. And the man's been burning me from a satellite. The man has to get arrested. He has to get prosecuted. Those documents are copywritten for my use, for my identity, not for that government man that's trying to steal everything from me. So anyways, back to the point of females. If there's a female celebrity that wants to say she would marry me, don't feel bad if I don't get married to that particular girl. I'm friends with that girl. But, I'm not sure what's going to go on in the near future or whatever. But there might be a girl that might want to marry me. I'm not sure how many girls a person can get married to at, one time or whatever. But the point of information, there might be a celebrity female that wants to get involved in a relationship with me. And, in the media, I'll probably, they'll date a female and see how that goes. And then, advertising and the media, we'll just see how it goes, But in reference to, if one girl wants to date me and then some other girl wants to date me, and, don't get combative with each other too much or, argumentative. I mean, some girls might know certain histories of some other girl and think, oh, no, you can't go out with him. Or, oh, no, she thinks this because of this. You sleep around or you do all these kinds of things. You can't go out with him. You'll sleep around with these guys behind his back, or you'll do these things, or you'll try to steal money from him, or you'll try to do this from him. You'll try to block him, or you'll try to control him. You'll try to bully him or whatever. In reference to some things, I know celebrity female. And then this man was trying to, there's a history, back to the point of this guy, there's a history of this man having illegal ties to females that I had dated, where he had perpetuated and had instructed them to pick fights with me. And some people think it was Frank or some of his CIA buddies, where he had orchestrated situations of a girl trying to argue with me, a girl trying to pick a fight with me that I was dating, because that girl was trying to sleep with other guys, that he was one of the people, or one of these people was one of the guys trying to sleep with one of my girlfriends. So then he was trying to instigate her to pick a fight with me, and then they would try to murder me, trying to call me the bad person, when I have higher ranking female rights than a female. My mother was the richest woman in America. Isn't that on record? My mother owned energy companies. My grandfathers owned energy companies on both sides of the family. So who's this, who are these people that's trying to do these things? And check that man's relationships. See if that man's controlling over his gay relationships or his relationships. I don't know if he's gay or straight or whatever, or he's bisexual, this government man that's holding me hostage with his satellite shit and his government people. So find out if that man's a control freak. And then he's trying to manipulate documents of contracts that my mother had with celebrity females, that I have with celebrity females, in reference to them dating me. Like, this man is trying to play this shit of holding me hostage, and then he's trying to get in close with other people. Have you ever seen those stories? Like, you'll see like a female and a male, and they're in a relationship. Then it's like they try to murder off the guy, and then they try to team up later. It's like one of those murder for hire tricks of some female trying to murder off a man and for her lover or whatever, and then they try to steal the man's mansion and the property, like gold digging, But you heard of those stories, right? Like some woman and her security guard tried to murder off the rich man, and then they wanted to live out their life living in the rich man's property after they tried to murder the man off. You ever seen those stories? Well, this man is obviously one of those people that's been tied in with those types of activities. So they need to do a background check on that man. Check that man's relationships. How many relationships has that government gay man had? I'm not gay, not never. I have friends that are celebrities that make jokes, but I'm not gay. And they know that. But in reference to this government man holding me hostage, this government man trying to claim that he thought he was the controller of my life is what he made up his shit. He made this shit up to control my life. He has no legal precedence or no legal merit or no legal position in my life. And there's restraining orders against that man. He has no business having ties, and that's I, period, N, period. Like, he has no connection to me. And the man has to get prosecuted for trying to control my life and holding me hostage and physically assaulting me, and him trying to get into a relationship. Him trying to get into my life and my relationships, and him cock blocking me from having relationships.